Each morning you will find Om Myung-chul on a crowded bus with many other people. He's just an ordinary person, and like other young ones in their 20s, he is full of dreams and aspirations. He also spends time participating in voluntary activities. However, he walks a different path from his peers because his conscience does not allow him to serve in the military. In the past 6 decades, sincere young men in South Korea, including Myung-chul, have been tried and convicted because of their refusal to serve in the military for reasons of conscience. Up until now, over 18,000 have been sentenced to imprisonment. In 2007, the Korean government announced that it would introduce an alternative service system for conscientious objectors. However, in the following year, it abandoned the plan. It claimed that the great majority of people did not support it. However, is it justifiable to punish an individual's choice of conscience simply because the majority disagree with them? How does the international community view the issue of conscientious objection to military service? In 2007, 2010, 2011, and 2012, in more than 500 individual cases, the UN Human Rights Committee concluded that South Korea violated Article 18 of the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, which guarantees freedom of conscience. In 2014, concerning 50 authors who had all appealed to the Supreme Court of Korea, the committee adopted its 5th view against South Korea. The committee accepted the author's claim that South Korea also violated Article 9 of the Covenant, which prohibits arbitrary detention. The Universal Periodic Review aims to assess the human rights situation in all its UN member states. In 2012, the delegations of 8 state parties strongly urged South Korea to introduce alternative service.
And 3, immediately introduce an alternative military service option for conscientious objectors, ensuring it has a non-combatant or civilian character and is not of a punitive nature.
But the Korean government has not taken any measures to respect freedom of conscience. Unlike South Korea, other countries which were given the same recommendation have made efforts to promote freedom of conscience. The Constitutional Court of Colombia ruled in favor of 4 conscientious objectors who refused military service for religious grounds, affirming that they have a right to conscientious objection based on freedom of thought, conscience, and religion under the Constitution. In November 2013, Armenia released all imprisoned conscientious objectors and implemented alternative service. This resulted in a huge contribution to the community. Government officials and directors of the alternative service facilities have commented positively following the first year of implementation. Although South Korea does not trail behind these 2 countries with respect to international status, Korea has yet to take any steps to improve human rights despite international warning. As a result, over 600 young men are convicted and imprisoned each year. In one UN report, 92.5% of those it listed as imprisoned for conscientious objection around the world were South Koreans. It is no wonder that the Korean government's stand on this issue draws international attention.
Over 90% of those in prison.
배역을 거부하게 되었습니다.
Such countries as France, Canada, and Australia have granted refugee status to South Korean conscientious objectors.
A decision to grant refugee status to a conscientious objector originating from the Republic of Korea means that a decision maker in Australia has been satisfied that this person has a well-founded fear of persecution. Another important factor that Australian courts or tribunals view as relevant is that the government itself is unlikely to protect the conscientious objector from serious harm.
In Korea, an increasing number of people are expressing their support for conscientious objection. In a conference for judges and attorneys on December 20th, 2014, John Soo-an, the former Supreme Court Justice, noted,
고뇌와 고통의 무게를 덜어주어야 합니다. 헌법재판소 결정에도 불구하고 계속되는 법원의 위헌법률 심판 제청의 의미를 가볍게 보아서는 안 됩니다.
Some judges believe that punishing conscientious objectors cannot be justified. Despite the Constitutional Court's decision in 2011 that such punishment was constitutional, thereafter, 7 district courts requested adjudication on the constitutionality of the law. In 2013, the National Human Rights Committee released a film about a conscientious objector. The film was shown in theaters throughout Korea and was even featured at a public screening at the National Assembly. It received immediate media attention and evoked positive comments in support of change. A poll conducted in 2013 found that 68% of respondents agreed on introducing alternative service for conscientious objectors. Even so, human rights are not properly constrained by popular opinion. Oh Myung-chul is soon to appear before the court as a conscientious objector. His heart weighs heavy as he draws near the courtroom. South Korea is now at a crossroads. Will it continue to imprison young men for their conscientious objection? Or will South Korea respect international human rights standards?